Well, Republicans voting in Kansas holding onto their congressional seat in the House of Representatives with the victory of Ron Estes. It was a special election that got extra attention and the support of President Trump. So what does this mean for the midterms? Let's talk to the winner himself. Joining us right now is Congressman-elect Ron Estes, joining us from Wichita. Ron, congratulations.
Well, thank you. Good morning. Thanks for having me on this morning.
It's great to have you. Okay, so you ran for the open seat that had been held by Mike Pompeo there in the Wichita area. He, of course, now our director at the CIA. How did you wind up winning?
Well, I think the biggest thing is we talked with voters in the district about some of the issues that are going on in Washington. People are really eager to make sure that we do things like repeal and replace Obamacare and reform the tax code and support free and fair trade. And that's the message that we talked about. And people really want support, and they want a Republican in the House to help do that, work with President Trump.
Well, I tell you what, there have been a lot of pundits, I'm sure you've heard them in the last number of hours, where they go, you know, the guy only won by 7 points. Mike Pompeo won that seat last time by 31 points. It looks like maybe the popularity of Donald Trump's party is not that great in a very red state of Kansas.
Well, I don't know that you can necessarily compare the two elections. A November election where a president's on the ballot is much different than a special election where the turnout is very much lower. One of the things that we saw in a special election is that you'll see Republicans and Democrats vote in a slightly higher percentage than independents. So it's not necessarily a broad cross-section of the district. What you want to do is make sure you get the folks out to vote that are as many as possible, and that's really
Sure.
where we put our effort on, was getting turnout.
You're actually the object of one of the lead editorials this morning in the Wall Street Journal that says, a warning in Wichita. And it says, the real lesson of your election is that the Republicans need to unite to demonstrate a record of accomplishment going into 2018. If they can't bridge their differences, they're in trouble. If Republican voters see little to show for the Republican majority, they may not turn out. So in other words, you know, we saw what the Republicans did with health care a couple of weeks ago. They couldn't get their act together. So people are thinking, well, why do we need a Republican House?
Well, I think there's a lot of popularity still in the district for the president and real supportive of him. But people did elect us to get things done, and they want to see us working to accomplish things, particularly with Republican majorities and the White House in Republican hands. So we want to make sure that we work together, and that's one of the things that I'm focused on once we get there.
Terrific. What's your #1 priority when you get to D.C.?
Well, I think overall, I want to make sure that we get a balanced budget. I mean, ultimately, we just can't keep doubling our national debt every 8 years. We've got to get that under control and not spend more than we bring in.
Well, you're not the only one who would love to see that happen. All right, Ron Estes, brand new congressman from the 4th District of Kansas. Ron, thank you very much for joining us today from Wichita.
Thank you.